Well, Nick, the first thing I want to talk about tonight is earlier this week, I think it was, as revealed by the Writers Guild Association, the writers for Andor Season 2 were revealed. And I think we all knew, but it's sort of confirmed that this season will be told in 4 3-episode arcs. So the good news is we're getting 12 episodes, which we kind of knew, but again, nice to kind of see that confirmed. But I want to go through who these writers are. I want to get your thoughts on things, and I want to share what we know about them. And let's get excited about Andor, because I think that I don't know any. Well, that's not entirely true.
That's not true. Reel it back in.
That is a bold-faced lie. I am not going to go there. But Andor is definitely it sort of sits in its own sort of category of Star Wars for whatever reason.
Here's how good Andor is.
Yeah.
Somebody today started a thread where they quoted one of the first couple of lines, and just one of those first lines from Luthen's speech at the end of that first season.
Yeah.
And like 5 other people immediately came in behind it, each doing like a line at a time, like keeping it going, like you're reading in verse or something. And I read every one of them and I got choked up. Yeah. I went, I just had a moment where I went, holy crap, this is that good.
Yeah.
And that speech and the writing has so much to do with it. That's how good that show is. It's
well, and I'm excited
that we know more about who's going to be writing more.
Yeah, and I think that's the challenge, though. How do you come into season 2 after season 1, right? And but they have a very interesting group of writers. And I say interesting because I think they're great, but each one's got a particular interesting point about it. So the first, second, and third episodes are going to be written by Tony Gilroy himself. He wrote the opening and closing arcs of season 1, and he also wrote some of the additional material for Rogue One, of course. The 4th, 5th, and 6th episodes are going to be written by Beau Willimon, who wrote the Narkina 5 arc, right? He's also co-writing the Star Wars Jedi Prime, as it's sort of semi-known, with James Mangold. 7th, 8th, and 9th episode are going to be by Dan Gilroy, who wrote the Aldhani arc of season 1. Right. And I did not know this. I probably know it, but totally forgot. He was one of the co-writers on one of my favorite, most unappreciated movies, Kong Skull Island. I just love that movie. I don't know why, but I love that movie. Now, here's the interesting one. 10th, 11th, and 12th. I thought for sure that would be Tony, because this has been his project all along. But it's a guy named Tom Bissell, who has written for video games. He's written for Gears of War, I think. He wrote, I had it here in Wikipedia a moment ago. But here it is. He wrote a game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which is a horror game. But he's also done Battlefield Hardline. So he's got a bit of experience in that sort of action adventure side of things. So I don't know what that says about what we have coming up, but Nick, how did these names strike you?
I mean, Gilroy, we know, Dan Gilroy, we know, Beau Willimon, honestly, for me, I know he worked on, the first season of Andor, but House of Cards, for whatever your feelings are about Kevin Spacey, House of Cards is a phenomenal TV show. And it brought back a lot of things, I think, in streaming TV at a certain time where the game continued to get elevated a little bit. I'm very intrigued, and I love the idea of bringing in somebody new or lesser known for that last group of episodes, because obviously it's got to crescendo and land at a certain place. And Tony Gilroy, who's running this whole thing, went, this is the guy. Like there was, I love a diamond in the rough situation, so I'm excited to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, it's shocking to me a little bit because of the last 3 episodes, but my gut tells me that also means that Tony's probably much closer to those 3 than we would know. I mean, so Andor season 2 should be hitting early next year. That seems to be the rumor.
Very much looking forward to that.